On this episode of the Houndsman XP Podcast, I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't like to laugh, if you don't like good stories, if you don't like stories from the good old days up to present, if you don't like hearing stories about hard hunters and what it takes to get to the top, just turn it off now. We're going to have Chris Allen and Bub Blackwell joining me on this episode of the Houndsman XP Podcast. We're going to talk mainly about Chris and, how Bub got to know him. And you guys will remember Bub Blackwell from episode 229, I believe, when I interviewed him and his family. They're full-time coon hunters. They make a living off of these hounds, and Bub hunts hard. He hunts about every night. So he joins me on this podcast to talk to his good friend, Chris Allen. For those of you who don't know who Chris Allen is, Chris is a lifelong coon hunter. He's a very prominent figure within the PKC hunt circuit. He handled a couple dogs to pretty high levels in PKC, and at one time, the dog he handled and owned, Millcreek Molly, was the all-time winner. And we named this podcast $10 at a time because back when Millcreek Molly was on top, he did a lot of that winning in open events for $10. And to get to where he did with this dog was an amazing story. And you're going to get to hear it. You're going to hear what it took to get there. I went up and hunted with Chris and Bub and their buddy Zach in Ohio. And we sat down at a Waffle House afterwards and recorded this podcast. So there is some background noise. You can call that the ambiance. The coon hunter's mecca. The Waffle House is open 24 hours, and it's a common stopover after a hard hunt. Grab a cup of coffee for the ride home, or maybe fuel up with some waffles, biscuits, and gravy, breakfast stuff. Waffle House is not a sponsor of this show. It's just a great place to stop. It was a little bit loud, a little bit chaotic, but we got her tuned down and brought a great show for you. A special shout out to Bub Blackwell for prodding me in and encouraging me to do this interview. Chris is a great guy. He loves to laugh. He loves to have a good time. Anybody that knows him, he's always joking around. He loves to tell great stories. We are going to get into some stories, some old stories, how he got started, the whole 9 yards. We're going to talk a lot about Molly, but hang on. You're going to hear which dog was his favorite to ever hunt. This is a great episode, folks. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to get right down to it. The Old South Dog Box is rocking. It's time to dump the box. Briar Creek Kennels is your complete hound hunting outfitter. Boots, lights, collars, and tracking equipment. Dog boxes, kennel supplies, collars, clothes, squallers. Whew, they have it all. Briar Creek Kennel is a Garmin and Dogtra dealer. Owner Chris Girth will ensure Briar Creek Kennel customers will get top of the industry customer service. Whether you purchase from their website or you find them at a major coonhound event, Chris and his staff will share expert knowledge and experience about every product they offer. Chris Girth is a top competitor and breeder of hounds. He knows what gear you need to be successful. Look for Briar Creek Kennels on the web for a complete online store or look at their fully stocked trailer at any major coonhound event. Briar Creek Kennels, offering a hound hunting public generations of excellence. Hey, don't forget to check out Dogs Are Treed. They have the best gear in the industry. From paws are protected, dogs are hydrated, medical kits. Their travel tie-outs are sweet, and you need to have one if you do a lot of traveling with your hounds. You can find our new leather patch caps for Houndsman XP at Dogs Are Treed. Go to houndsmanxp.com, click on the sponsors page, and then it'll take you right over there to Dogs Are Treed. They've been a great friend. Support the people that support you. Shop at Dogs Are Treed. Use the promo code HXP, 20% off. That's all capital letter HXP 20, the percent sign, all capital letters OFF. HXP 20% off, and get 20% off of your next order from Dogs Are Treed. Oh man, I'll be doing some editing here.
Yes, you will.
I can already tell. All right, so it actually got quiet in here.
Yeah.
This might work. how's my volume over here? You guys all right?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so we're in Springboro, Ohio, and we just got in from a coon treeing contest. It was something.
We treat a couple.
It was something, wasn't it?
Yes, it was something. That's a fact.
I got Chris Allen and Bub Blackwell with me. Bub, welcome back to the podcast, man.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So, Chris, Bub's been on me to have you on the podcast. He sent me like 2 or 3 messages. It's like, what do you think about Chris Allen? You need to get Chris Allen. And then I find out after we ran Saunders a couple weeks ago how tight you two are.
Out with him all the time.
And we should have had Saunders here too.
He's about 20 minutes from here.
We could have had like a big. I hear it's pretty entertaining when the two of you are together.
It's different. It's different.
But you guys hunt together, you fish together, you do all kinds of stuff.
We've been friends since, let's see, 85 or 86, yeah. Probably 84, 85 maybe.
Been friends longer than I've been born.
Yeah. Yeah, and we fight like brothers, literally.
Definitely.
That's what I
Mad at
hear.
each other and carry on.
That's what I hear. I'm gonna drink some coffee. There we go. But hey, so let's talk about our hunt tonight. Let's start it off. Do we want to start on the high note or the low note?
Stay on the high note.
Okay.
Leave it way up there.
All right.
I think we treat 15 or 16 of them.
Gonna tell one, tell a good one.
Yeah.
Here, Bub, let me help you out here, buddy.
All right.
Let me help you out just a little bit. There we go. Let's see if we can get that going. All right. Now, Chris, you've done a lot in competition and just coon hunting in general, competition hunting. You know, I want to talk to you about Molly. I want to talk to you about the trucks you've won. You know, Millcreek Molly, I don't even know how many years she was the highest money winning dog in PKC. Let's just start right there. Let's just talk about Molly.
She was probably the all-time money winner till Rock pulled ahead of her. She probably wasn't the all-time money winner more than 7 or 8 years, I imagine.
She was that long?
Yeah, because Tennessee Hard Rock, he got it in big chunks quick. He was a real hound.
Yeah.
I drew him a couple times. He was nice.
Yeah. So let's just go back to the beginning and how you got involved with. Let's talk about how you got involved in coon hunting, and then we'll talk about how you.
Heaven.
Yeah. Then we'll get into how you got involved with Molly.
My whole family's been hunters for generations, so that was kind of natural.
Coon hunters?
Coon hunters, every rabbit, squirrel, whatever. If it was out there to get, we got it.
Yeah. You grew up right here in Springboro area?
About 6 miles from here, yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't all populated like this back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, my brother actually first got me coon hunting. I was about 10, and then he was about 4 years. He's about 4 years older than me, Noel. And so when he reached that 17, 18-year-old age, he was done with me. And our neighbor Bill Quill started taking me hunting every night. We'd go all the time.
Yeah.
I'm tickled to death that he did because he really sunk it into me.
And then you were at that age. What'd you do from that time?
Shoot, my mom, I forgot this. My mom took me to Putting Back Coon Club in Gratis. I think it's Gratis, West Middletown. When I was 13 years old, took me to my first coon hunt. She dropped me off. She dropped me off. And
she didn't drive you around. She just dropped you off.
We drove a 67 Mustang, and she put that dog in the back seat of the car, and she dropped me off. And I drew 3 old men, didn't know none of them, and we went within a mile of my house. They drove me right back home. I swear. And it was a UKC hunt, and I had no idea about the rules whatsoever. I don't know if I can tell this without getting in trouble, but I didn't know.
Statute of limitations.
Okay, I didn't know nothing about the rules, so I just struck her and treated. They told me what to do, and I remember at the end of the cast, I'll never forget this. At the end of the cast, my dog treated a possum, and they said they were minus. I won that cast. I went back to the club. I won first place. I don't know what they give me. I had like 400 and something. I've still got that trophy. It's about that tall, about 6 or 8 inches tall.
I've still got my first trophy.
I
I
have
ever
got
won.
my first trophy.
It was for a buddy hunt. It was a buddy hunt at Paris Crossing, Indiana.
That's awesome.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, I don't know how. I mean, you can't see that. You're scratched, or no? You're not. Yeah, you're scratched, isn't it?
Night champion, you'd be
only
scratched.
Okay, well, she was registered, but I won that cast somehow.
What kind of dog was she?
Walker.
She's a Walker
Yeah,
dog.
that's all I've ever had. I've hunted English dogs for my brother, but that's all I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we had a '68 Mustang, but it was already decommissioned when I was 13.
Oh,
Yeah.
ours had holes in the back floorboard. When I got old enough to drive, that's where the beer cans went. You just stick them behind the seat, and they went out on the road.
The seat in Mom's was broken, and she had a case of empty Budweiser long
Oh, yeah.
necks right behind the seat to
Keep
hold the
it propped
seat
up, yeah.
The seat the slider was broken on it, so to keep it from going too far back, we put an empty case. I always thought, man, if she ever got pulled over, it'd be like, what you got behind the seat?
We never did have none behind the seat because we had that big hole in the floorboard. They all went out.
That's great.
Well, Bub, how'd you get to know Chris?
Pretty much just seen him around the hunts when I was a kid, teenager growing up. From there,
Drawing you. I was drawing
Yeah.
you when your dad would say, well, ask if you could drive with me.
yeah, yep, yeah. Pretty much always. Probably from the time I first started going to hunts around 13, 14 years old. And
Yeah.
Never really watched no ball games or nothing, so I followed him. Wait on the monthly magazines come out, see what he won. That was always kind of. And I'd seen him around the hunts, thought that was awesome. And I remember he won his second truck with Millcreek Molly, and the license plate said, "You won Molly."
Still got it.
You still got the plate?
I got the plate. I don't have a truck.
We're probably going to have to go over and take a picture of that plate.
I've got it. We'll have to dig in the garage, but I've got it.
I'll tell you what, you take a picture
I'll take a
and
picture
send
and
it
see.
to me.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah. And that was her second
That
truck?
was her second
she won?
truck.
All right, we're going to get into Molly. What kind of dog would you say when you entered that first hunt? You won your first hunt you were in.
Yeah.
And how would you describe that dog now?
Worthless. Absolutely. I wouldn't feed her. She would tree up a fence post. It wouldn't hardly get out of your light. Just maybe go a couple of 100 yards and fiddle fart around. I absolutely wouldn't feed her today. But an old man in Franklin gave her to me, and I thought I was king of the world. She would tree.
Yeah.
I'd been hunting junk. Well, they were all junk. But I'd been hunting dogs that wouldn't even tree.
The first real dog that I ever had was given to me too. It was an older Walker dog, and it was a dog direct. He was 10 when I got him, and he was a direct son of Hearn's Red Eagle Dick.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I can tell you, she was out of Rock River Ring.
Oh.
Some of Frank Giddings' old stock.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it was Bean Blossom Buck or something on the bottom side. But, man, she would tree.
Where'd that bean blossom stuff come from?
Tennessee, I think. I know Buck, Buck was in Tennessee. I don't remember exactly. It was Ledbetter's.
Okay.
Ledbetter's Tennessee Lead.
Yeah. I always saw that name, and I always wondered if it came from, like, over towards Bean Blossom, Indiana.
No, well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I can't remember that bird's first name, but he was from, I want to say, western Tennessee.
Yeah.
Southwest.
So did you continue what'd you do? Did you just keep hunting?
I never did quit.
competition?
I never did quit, yeah.
You just got into it.
Got into it full force.
Your mom kept driving you in the Mustang.
Mom kept driving me in the Mustang till I was old enough to drive. And then I drove the Mustang with the holes in the floorboards.
Did you just throw the dog in the back and go to hunts?
Yeah, and then I think I was 17 when I got my first truck, and it was about as good as that dog. We had to take a sawzall and cut a hole in the floorboard, stick a broom handle in there, put it in park and drive and stuff, but I drove that sucker for 2 years. I did. And the dogs acted about like the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When would you say you really got into, getting serious about it? I mean, you're starting to look for better dogs, and how do you transition into,
When I got my first lipper dog. I swear. I know everybody hates them suckers, but I like them wild. I still like them wild like that. He was out of lipper and a fly. when I really started getting serious, I think he was born in 89 or 90. And, man, that sucker had a motor. Gosh, and he would run anything that would run from him. And he loved skunks. I ended up, I don't know, he would kill them and eat them. I think on number 20 or 22, this might not be appropriate for this, but I heard all them old timers about smothering. I cut that dude open. That live, no, not that live, but that dead skunk, I cut that dude open and smothered that dog. And that slowed him down. It didn't break him, but it slowed him down.
Yeah.
But man,
it probably was pretty rough hauling a skunk killer in a Mustang.
I smelled like that for years until I sold him.
I bet that car still smells like skunk.
It was miserable. Actually, that was a truck. I done graduated to a truck.
Josh was talking to, who was Zane Allen. They were talking about hauling dogs around in SUVs and stuff. And I had a buddy of mine that got that bright idea of turning the Jeep Cherokee into the ultimate hunting vehicle. It was all working real good until the skunk night.
Oh yeah.
And then it was just like
it don't go away.
No.
It's
driving down the road with your head hanging out the window, puking down the side of the car. You know, it's like, oh yeah, this is the ultimate hunting vehicle.
I remember walking into a bank the next morning from doing that. I swear I did. Walked into a bank and everybody just kind of backed out and was looking at me, and I had to explain to them what I'd done. And I swear I was too dumb to wash that off. I probably wore that skunk for a week or two. But it slowed him down some.
Yeah. So you got a lipper dog?
I got a lipper dog, and that really, actually, I put him in his first time. He didn't even tree till he was probably 17, 18 months old. But when he started treeing, man, he was lights out.
Was he loud? Was he loud like a lipper dog?
Yes. He was a typical loud, screaming, ball-mouthed tree dog. And I put him in his first hunt at Blue Tick days in Ashland, Ohio. And drew Chip Fletcher from Pennsylvania. I don't know if that's the horse trainer or not, which I doubt it, but Chip Fletcher. And it come down to the last tree, and that sucker left that tree and went about 10 feet and treed again, and that cost me a win in Blue Tick days. And I put him in, I think, 2 more hunts and made him a night champion, sold him to Clay Lyons. That was a good one. That was a real good one.
How old would you have been then?
Probably 23.
Yeah, 23.
24, 23, 24.
Yeah.
And you and Clay, since that time, has been best friends.
Locked up, yeah.
Yeah. Still today, partners on dogs.
Yeah, I talk to him every day.
Yeah.
He come up. He had a female. Clay had a female that Jerry Watts had. Or Jerry Watts had a male. And Clay come up to breed to that male dog. And well, Jerry called me and asked me if I'd take him hunting because I got some pretty decent hunting up north. And I said, yeah, but I'm taking my dog. And he said, that's fine. So we took, what the heck, Bugsy. I called him Bugsy Malone. We took Bugsy, and he took his dog. That was about 90 or 91. And he come up to breed the old Ace. Remember Ace? He come up to breed the Ace, and Bugsy treated 14 singles that night. And Clay said, I'm taking that dog home. I said, no, I don't think so. He said, yeah, I'm taking that dog home. And he said, well, what would you have to have for him? And I knew I'd priced him way too high back then. I ain't going to say it, but he jerked the money out of his pocket and took him home with him. And we have been best friends ever since.
Yeah.
He's a good one. Good outfit.
So you partnered with him on other dogs over the years?
We actually just started partnering up about, 10 years ago or so?
Yeah, probably. That I know of, the sheriff.
Yeah. But it's where Clay's he's as good as they come. It don't matter. If he says no, we ain't doing it. If I say no, he ain't doing it. So it don't matter. It works good. And now we're partners with Dorian Kreitz on that dog, on the little tank.
Yeah. Well, when did you start hunting PKC? Because that's where Molly did most of her winning, wasn't it?
Excuse me. Yeah. I don't know. I was in high school, so it would have been. I'm going to guess 83, 84, somewhere around in there.
What's your number?
25403.
25403. Is there something coded on?
I have no idea.
25,000. There were 25,000 members in 83 or 84.
I was in high school and I graduated in 85, so I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but
yeah,
I'm pretty sure I was in high school. But I didn't hunt them hard then like I did in the 90s and in 2000.
Yeah. What year did you graduate?
85.
85.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hunted all the way through the 90s. And we got to talk about Molly. It's killing me. I want to talk about Molly.
Let's talk about Snatch.
All right, talk about Snatch.
That's the best coon dog I've ever turned loose.
All right.
Snatch was the best. She's right out of Flat Rock Coma.
What made Snatch such a great dog?
She was just you turn her loose in the desert and she's going to go tree a coon. And would have a coon when she treat.
Yeah.
No dens, I think there's a hole over here. When she treat, you're going to see a coon.
Load the rifle.
Every time.
Plus them up on the way to the tree.
Yep. If the money hunts were what they were back then, I'd have won untelling. Of course, everybody says that. Everybody
Better the better.
Yeah, you bet.
No,
she was the best.
But somebody had hunted a dog like Molly, and she was the all-time money winner for a long time. And you saying Snatch is a better dog?
Snatch is a better coon dog. I didn't say she's a better competition dog.
Best coon dog.
Yeah.
Well, let's save that thought. I want to talk about what made Molly such a good competition dog. And I'm going to tell a story about how I know how she won some of the money.
She was good. I'm telling you, she was good, but she had a good handler behind her.
But Snatch, you did a lot of winning with Snatch,
Did a lot of winning with Snatch. I think she's got about, even back then, heck, there was $10 hunts back then. I think she's got about 43 or 44,000 won.
That's the amazing thing that I look at. And we talk about it a lot, but back when you were hunting Snatch and when you were hunting Molly, those hunts were $10 and $15 hunts, and you were winning it that way.
Yeah, that's how I won probably 70% of the money.
Yeah,
all of it was won on Snatch like that.
How many nights a week were you hunting?
Every night.
You were going to a cast?
Oh no, going to hunts. Probably. They didn't really have that many weeknight hunts back then. It was just Friday and Saturday. Heck, you could go to a freaking $50 hunt. It's like Seaman, Ohio. They had one of the better clubs around here. They'd have a 500 ad. You couldn't pull in the parking lot. There'd be 60, 70 dogs there on just a $50 hunt. Maybe a 500 ad. Ain't like that now. There's a hunt everywhere.
Well, what would the payout be on that hunt back then?
Close to 1,000, probably. 'Cause there's so many dogs, and then they'd have usually a 500 added or something. A split would be about $1,000.
Okay, so just for the simple math, think about doing that.
Your hunt money's only going to be $290.
Yeah.
So back then you're getting if you got in and you split, it was $290. And 90% of the time I split.
Yeah.
I always took that bird in the hand.
How many cast wins did you win with that dog?
With Snatch? Molly?
With Snatch?
I don't know.
To get $44,000.
A bunch.
Did you hit any big licks, any big hunts? No nationals, no.
Oh yeah, I think I got 5th or 6th in the world hunt and 5th or 6th in the nationals. I guess that's a little bit of a big lick.
That's a big lick.
Yeah, she was good. She was a good one.
Was Snatch one that you get tied for a truck with, or did you get second?
Yeah, got second with Snatch.
But you didn't win nothing though, did you? Other than the second place?
No. Randy Jacquard hunted her in that truck hunt. We'd bought her the year before, and Randy's been friends with us forever too. Mm-hmm. He's a good outfit, and he's got great hunting. He lives in Delaware, Ohio. But she got second. That's that little black and tan female. I think his name, I forget his last name. Stephen, I believe it was Gamble. It was a good little black and tan. And she won that dude right at the freaking end of the hunt.
Let's set this up a little bit because I want our listeners. I want to understand it too. What did it take to get to the truck hunt then?
Oh, shit.
How many truck hunts were there?
There was one truck hunt, and you had to get the handler of the month, or the dog had to get. No, it was a handler had to get handler of the month. Actually, there was two. Dog of the month and a handler. Yeah, there was two.
That's right. I remember that.
and they waited about 4 or 5 years, and then they started giving top 4.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, that was just like the second or third truck hunt they'd had. So there was only 2 back then.
So you had to be the highest earning in the nation for that month.
Yeah. Either the handler or the dog to get a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did it take? Lay that out for us. Describe what that took.
Oh, you spent $3,000 trying to earn $1,000. Going up and down the road, missed a lot of work. I had a pretty good job. Excuse me. I had a pretty good job running heavy equipment, so I could kind of take off. I remember going one time, I drove all the way to Nickens Club and down in southern Tennessee.
Yeah.
for a 1-hour hunt through the week to get Molly a ticket. And that was the toughest $10 cast I was ever on, I'm telling you. I drove all the way down there and drew Nickens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was some tough hunting down there.
So you're running up and down the road.
Oh, get home in time to take a shower and go to work.
Come in, sleep a couple hours in the
Come in,
afternoon,
sleep a
and
couple
do it
hours
again.
and go somewhere else, drive another 3 or 4 or 5 hours somewhere and try and get up.
How'd you do it? I mean,
I used to be skinny. I used to be skinny and had a full head of hair.
I think you had a full head of hair when I drew you with Molly years ago.
I guarantee it. Yeah.
I did too.
Oh man, I believe it or not, I still got hair. When my daughter was born, she was born with cancer, and about 8 or 9 months into that, she lost all her hair, so I shaved mine.
Yeah.
Never grew it back.
Yeah. Just kept it off.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We'll get off that.
Yeah. Yeah, we better move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hunt and snatch all those. How long do you hunt her?
Hunted her since she was about 8, and sold her to somebody in Tennessee. She went right back home pretty much.
So you were hunting snatch, and then Molly came along.
Molly came along. Terry Shear. Randy Gadd had Yaya. He had the mother that let her pups. And I'd went to a hunt at Liberty, and I'd been hunting a little bit with Terry Shear up there. I already knew Terry. And I told Terry about this litter of Whitey pups that are doing a raffle on one of them for $5. He said, well, give me a couple tickets. So I bought him some. Well, Terry won Molly. Well, he took her home, and I think there was probably 2 or 3, 4 months old back then. I'm not exactly sure how that went. But he called me.
Wait a second. You bought raffle tickets for $5.
$5.
And you bought 2.
I was probably 3 or 4, probably $20 worth, probably.
Oh, so you got her for $20.
Well, I mean, yeah. But I didn't own her though. I bought the tickets for Terry.
Yeah.
So I got her up there. About 2 or 3 days later, Terry called Randy and bought Abby, litter mate. He ended up getting 3 of the pups, I think. Let's see, Molly, Abby, and Trash.
Yeah.
Well, Jody Slusher got Trash from Terry. After that, they started treating her coon. He was about 4 months old. Little bitty fellas. And I watched Molly the whole time. But now she changed hands. Terry's cousin, Matt Smith, had bought her. I think Jody even might have bought her at one time. But the whole time, it's all right there in a 20-mile circle. So
right.
I've got my eye on her the whole time.
Yeah.
And then Terry ends up, she gets to be about 13, 14 months old. And I think Terry got her at the Spring Classic. I believe they hunted that off. It was a pup derby, and he won that. And now she's got a pup ticket, and Snatch is getting up in years.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think I got in that night in the open hunt with Snatch. And I told Alan Wilson, I said, we need to get the dog. You know what you want for her. So I called Terry, and we worked out a deal and got her bought. And man, it's just like taking off like a rocket ship.
Had you hunted with her quite a bit?
I'd hunted with her. Yeah, I seen her. I went up there hunting when they were 5.5 months old. I think Molly and Abby. Terry had both of them. And we turned them loose. It was, well, I can tell you, they were born in April. And it was December, and there was snow on the ground. So they were, I think it was November. Whatever it was. They were 5 or 6 months old. We turned both of them loose, and they got in there and got split treat. He said, let's go get a beer. I said, so they're just puppies. He goes, they'll be there. So we went into town and got a beer and came back, and them two sitting in there still treating. We went in there, and they both had coon. Shot them out. And I believe the next dump, them two went in there and fought like lions. They treated on a tree together. Now, I mean, and Molly and Abby were both. Molly was smaller. Molly was about 32 pounds. Abby might have been 35, but you'd never heard 2 females fight on a tree. Gosh, I knew when she was that old, I had to have that one. I had to have one of those too. But I think, let's see, Matt, Terry's cousin had her.
Thank you.
Jody had her. And then Terry ended up with her, back with her. And then we bought her when she had a pup ticket. And it took off.
How old would she have been? at that point?
When we had her, when we bought her, she was 2. Spring Classic, I think then was in March or April. She just turned 2.
Just turned 2.
I think I won a national female that year. I believe I did. I think I did.
What kind of dog was she?
Everybody's kind of dog. You could turn her loose from a mile from the woods, or you could turn her loose in the woods. She was going to get struck for 100, and she had the weirdest mouth. It's done like just a shrill. When she come on a tree, you could tree her. She was a one-bark tree dog, and she was going to stay. We had to work on it a little bit, but.
Did you ever hunt with her, Bub?
Yeah, I hunted with her several times.
What did you think about her?
Loved her and hated her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody.
Hated drawing her, definitely. Yeah. If you was in a cast going to tree one coon, more times than not, she was going to tree it. If you was in a cast treeing multiple coons, she was treeing most of them.
Yeah.
She was and couldn't get struck on her.
No.
And if you could get struck on her, you couldn't get struck on Chris.
That's it right there. That's it.
They was the perfect team. That's a fact.
I'll tell you what, I was hunting a pretty good strike dog when I drew her, and I was kind of amazed. I was like, I'm not going to get struck tonight. She's going to carry it, and she was just action-packed.
Always. That's what he's talking about. If you're going to tree one coon, she's probably going to tree it. But now, if you treat 7, 8, 9 coon, she was going to get all of hers and some of yours too.
Well, the night I drew her, we were at St. Leon.
Yeah.
And it was summer, and there was a lot of leaves on the trees. We went up there. We went over there west of the club over in those flats.
Yeah.
You know.
She loved that stuff.
Oh, I know. She
Yeah.
you lit up.
Yeah.
And she'd already won 2 trucks by that time, and you were still hunting her.
Oh, 100 till she died.
Yeah, but turn her loose. A lot of leaves on the trees. We made a lot of trees that night.
Yeah.
And we found a few of the coons.
Right.
But we'll get into the handling side of it here in a little bit. So tell me about when did she, tell us about her first truck she won.
First truck she won.
Yeah, the first truck she won.
I don't remember it too well.
Are you still driving it?
No, I sold that. Let me tell you something about that. That was a Dodge, and I'm sorry for all these Dodge fans, but I'm gonna tell you right. We left the casino in that Dodge. I didn't go 4 miles down the highway, and the front end started hopping around. I pulled that sucker over and stopped, and I looked at it, nothing broke loose. There's nothing wrong with it. I got back up to about 65. We ain't 10 miles, it starts doing it again. And Alan's following me. I pulled that thing over. I said, dude, we're selling this thing. He said, what are you talking about? I said, Alan, this thing, the front end's already messed up on it. And it only had 12, 15 miles on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't have no miles on it. And before I got to the Tennessee line, I'd already had that truck sold. I'd deliver it to my boss. But not to give it credit.
Took you 3 days to get back with it.
He drove that sucker for about 10 years. And he never had trouble out of it. But I'm going to tell you right now, for the first 15 miles, that thing was hopping all over the road. The front end was bouncing. I thought, what in the world? I want a Sanford and Son truck here. I didn't know what I had.
On the way back from Mississippi, you're on the phone. It's like, have I got a deal for you?
You better believe it. You better believe it. I'm telling you, before I hit Tennessee line, I'd sold that truck. It wasn't staying in my driveway.
Yeah. What year you think that was?
That was 2000. Then I got it. I got down there and got beat 2001. Then I won that 2002 Ford. That's a pretty good truck. I put about 300.
So you took a year off.
No, I actually got a truck ticket, but I just got beat.
2000. But I mean,
in 2001,
you missed a year. You missed it in 2001.
Yep.
What happened that year?
I got an early round win, I believe, and got beat the late round.
Gotcha.
I couldn't tell you who beat me, but I got beat.
Yeah.
It's funny how you can remember the people you beat, but you can't remember the ones that beat you.
Yeah.
I got beat.
I don't know. I've been beat so much. It's hard for me to keep track of.
Yeah,
but I remember the memorable ones. That's for sure.
I have too.
Yeah. And then 2002, she comes back and she wins another one.
Uh-huh.
And at that point, she was what, 4 years old? She just turned 4-year-old.
Yeah.
And how much she won by then?
It was about 60,000, I think. Yeah.
The 2 trucks would have been 60, wouldn't it?
50. It was 25 apiece. Yeah.
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 And then by that time, she had done one national leading female too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the one year. I believe it was the year that we was hunting against Ronnie Smith hunting stone for the national race. We got up to take a picture, and they had so many plaques that they couldn't get them all in the picture, so they took 2 pictures and they kind of faded them in there to where they'd all fit in there. From not the plaques, with the photography deal, where they'd put national female leader, state champion, all that stuff. There was like 7 of them. She won the heck out of it.
Yeah.
Did good.
That's no small feat either. I mean,
No.
because you're from Ohio, you're running Indiana, you're running Kentucky,
All
you're
over.
going to all these hunts, and this is
Well, when the national race, you got to go everywhere.
But
We went to Oklahoma that year.
Think about the competition just right here, local. Indiana, I think Indiana has the most world champions on record. Then Ohio is next, and then Kentucky's right behind them. So right where you're at, you got to be packing.
Oh,
the
it's
coon
stiff,
dog.
yeah. Well, I grew up, Junior and Doug Jackson. They lived 20 miles from me.
Heck yeah.
I grew up with all them guys, yeah. I learned how to handle.
Yes, you did. You learned it $10 at a
Yes,
time.
I did. I spent about $100,000 getting my lesson by the time I was 30.
She went on to win. She was what I always said it earlier, 111
111 or 12, 111 something, yeah.
And what year did she accomplish that? What year did she actually get to the high scoring female?
It
Because
was-
you added to it after she.
Yeah, I did a little bit. It was I was in Illinois, the old Cesar Club. It was the last hunt. No, I'll take that back. I'm wrong. Our state hunt. She was about 6 or 7 years old. Our state hunt was in March, and it was blue cold. And Stone, I was only about, I'm going to say less than $1,000 behind Stone. Or not Stone, Cracker. And we turned loose. I think she made the only tree in the late round, and she had an early litter of kittens. We could look down in the tree, and you could see the kittens, and that put me ahead of Silver Dollar Cracker. She's got either 299 or 300 cast wins in PKC alone. That's just
amazing.
PKC. Yeah, and I won some money. I won a bunch in AKC, and she's probably got 400 or so, maybe 500 cast wins altogether.
Yeah. Did you ever keep track of like her lifetime earnings and
No,
all everything?
I won collars and dog boxes and all kinds of stuff. That's back when that was fun. Well, of course, if you win $100,000 now in one hunt, that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
I remember drawing him when he was probably, I don't know, 13 or 14, somewhere around in there. I think it was at Owensville. Now, I'm not going to mention any names, but I've been doing quite a bit of winning, and this sucker's about to beat us. And we go in there to shine his tree. I don't think he was hunting your dad's.
Dozer dog.
Those, yeah, I believe it was. And these 2 goofballs don't want to shine that tree. If he's got a coon, he wins the cast. I don't know if we found the coon or not, but I got ticked off and told him, I said, guys, if you don't shine this tree, don't expect me to turn my light on the rest of the night. I don't care if you tree went up the telephone, but my light's not going up in that tree. And them lights started hitting that tree. I don't remember if he had a coon or not, but
I don't remember either, but I remember the night we was at Owensville.
I think it was Owensville, yeah. Yeah, and they started shining that tree. They probably wouldn't have said if I found it or not, but I remember that.
Well, how did you guys? You guys bred her?
One time. That's why I bought. People don't know this. I actually bought Molly. She was mine when she died. I bought her when she was about 8.5. I bought her off Larry, 2-breeder, and I had a ton of pups sold out over if I could get her bred. She'd only come in once a year.
Larry who? Because
Weaver.
Okay.
Larry Weaver.
Yeah.
And Alan Wilson had owned her up till she was probably 6 or 7. Then he sold her to Larry Weaver. And then when Larry got done with her, I bought her. And then I had her about 7 months, and she had a big lump come up on her side, took her to the vet, and she had to eat up with cancer. So I only owned her about, 7, 8 months before I'd have her put to sleep. And then You know, I've had her since she was 2. She'd never left my house since she was 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't own a hair on her till she about dead, but
So you're just hunting her.
I was just hunting her. I paid a fortune for her when she was about dead. But Larry, to give credit, he had no idea.
Right.
She was at my house.
Yeah. Yeah. And who'd you guys breed her to?
Silver Dollar Stone, that was the year we was running that national race against each other.
Yeah. How'd those pups turn out?
They were good ones.
Yeah.
They were all, a lot of people didn't realize I had the only male pup out of that cross, and he was a for real dog. He was a good one. I named him Jake after Daryl Newton's boy, Jacob. But people don't realize we bred her when she was 2.5. Well, I never stopped hunting her, so I couldn't run him in the hunts. And people kept saying he didn't turn out. He didn't. I guarantee you, he was a coon dog, a good one. But I couldn't run 2 dogs in the hunt, so he was just my pleasure dog around the house. But they all turned out pretty good. Alan had one. Steve Fielder bought one. Alan knocked a big 8x8 wooden block off the top of the doghouse and knocked one in the head and killed it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and he had them all sold. But they all turned out pretty good. I think one went to New York. Freddie Guerin, is that his name? Was up in New York.
I don't know.
He had a pretty good one. Old female turned out real nice.
Do you know where pup earnings are?
Yeah, you got no idea. I like to do what we did tonight. Go out and treat coons. I don't keep track of that stuff.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, how much, when you're running hunts like that and you know what you got and you're trying to keep Molly out front, and you're trying to catch the leader, how much stress does that put on you?
Oh, a million times stress. Drove me nuts, especially going through that crap with my daughter. I was in Paducah, Kentucky at a pro hunt. And my wife called me.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Bailey's blood count's low. I'll turn around. I was in Paducah. We were going to a pro hunt. I'll turn around, I'll head home, and we're talking a 6-hour drive.
Right.
Don't you dare. And I've done a couple pro hunts. Don't you dare turn around. I just want to let you know just to ease your mind. Well, that didn't help me a bit.
Right.
That drove me nuts. I got beat. Probably my fault. I don't know. But I drove straight home.
After the hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just trying to work, and I don't think, I guess what I'm trying to do is talk to the people that aren't familiar.
Oh,
we've all been doing it. We know. I mean, I've been around guys like you. I've never ran for that, that like that up and down the roads like you guys have.
You got to have well, Millcreek, he just said it. You got to have a good woman, a good dog. You also have to have a good job. Well, nowadays they're paying the handlers good, but I had a pretty good job.
Yeah.
So.
Got to be about half crazy too.
You definitely got to do that. A lot of alone time in the truck. A lot of alone time in the truck.
Yeah. And
some dogs can't take all them hunts. Some dogs are, they're on their high for 2 or 3 years, and they can't take it.
What do you think? Did Molly seem to travel
She
good?
was, oh yeah. She rode in the front seat. She rode in the front seat.
Yeah.
But now if we went to, Owensville local club, Midway or something, she's in the dog box. But if I traveled, I didn't want her beat to death in the back of that box.
Mm-hmm.
She rode in the front seat. Hell, she won the truck. I'll put her in there.
Were you the first person to put them in the truck with you?
Yeah, I actually was. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that,
everybody put them in the front.
Yeah, everybody put them in the front with them and got their picture.
Funny you said that.
It became iconic because I remember when you did it.
Yeah, that was that red Dodge. It wasn't worth a quarter. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was her truck.
What have you seen? What have you seen that's changed since those days when you were running, up and down the road trying to get that national?
I've seen a lot of everybody. I mean, Bub talked about it. We all talked about this tonight. Everybody's shocking these dogs to be alone and deep. And I get that. But my dog's pretty independent. I'm still going to be alone and deep. But now if he ain't doing nothing, I want some of yours. Mm-hmm. But people don't want that no more. I don't care. I'll take 50 of yours plus 200 of mine over here.
Yeah.
We don't do nothing else the rest of the night. I'm going to get some of it.
Yeah.
2 coons is hard to beat, ain't it?
You ain't kidding me.
Right.
But that everybody wants that deep and long. Tank will trim 10 feet from a truck.
Tonight.
Yes, you did. And that sucker sounded good in there. She did sound good. I didn't realize what a good tree dog she was till I heard her in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll trim 10 feet from a truck or go a mile. I'd rather have them 10 feet from a truck, obviously, but I'll take what I can get.
Yeah.
Close and handy's pretty nice, isn't it?
Oh, shoot, yeah. But yeah, that's that deep and alone. I've seen that. That has come full, and it's all electronics.
Yeah.
Shocking and beating. And
You think it's more electronics, or you think we're breeding it into?
oh, we're definitely breeding it into them. But I mean, they're still dogs at the end of the day. They're a pack animal. But most of them are half afraid to even get close to a dog.
So you think it's a combination of
I think
genetics?
it's a combination,
We're
yeah.
getting there. We're moving that direction, but to put the final touches on it. Bub, you train a lot of dogs. What do you think?
As much of it is the training as it is with the genetics. I think a lot of the the amount of dogs you're seeing that's getting hit nowadays on the roads is more so the handler and the training, as far as with pushing them away from other dogs, training them to be away from, instead of having coon treeing on their mind, they're more so worried about getting away from other dogs first.
Yeah.
Then they get coon treeing on their mind once they're far enough away from them other dogs.
Well, considering how many people you talk to, and you sell a lot of good dogs. How many people that call you are still looking for that deep and lonely, independent coon treeing dog? All of them?
No, I ain't gonna say all of them. A lot of them, and really it comes down to competition hunters versus pleasure hunters. The competition hunters, more so, they want the deep and lonely. Pleasure hunters, and a lot of it comes down to where they're from. If they're from areas that's not got a heavy coon population, they'd be they're a lot happier with a dog that will pack some. Maybe they hunt feeder buckets. Maybe they want all they can get on that one coon on that feeder bucket.
Yeah.
But the guys that's running hunts all over the country, they more so want a deep and lonely type of dog. Preferably a high-end strike dog that's deep and lonely. Yep.
Do you think that's coming? Are you having to work harder to make dogs deep and lonely than what you used to? Or has it been kind of a phenomenon your entire hunting career?
More so now, I guess, as far as more people wanting it, training it a little bit more, but at the same time, you're seeing a more natural, deep and lonely type of dog, I guess. But right back to it, the type of hunting that they're going to, the type of hunting that you're in, is deep and lonely work.
Hey, you think about that. Was Molly naturally independent? I don't remember.
Yeah, she was. But now, if she wasn't doing that, she's going to get some years.
Yeah.
A lot of years.
Right. But now we're seeing dogs that just won't even look,
No.
They hear something treat over here, they're going this way.
Dead opposite way.
And to think that we've come from that, back in the 80s, early 90s, to where we're at now, where we're getting more natural, independent dogs, that says a lot for the power of breeding and how you can manipulate those genetics to do that.
I've never whipped that dog out there one time. He is naturally independent. But now,
that's the way Jazz is.
Yeah.
Jazz is. She just doesn't. She's a weirdo. She doesn't like other dogs. I was really surprised she was with your dogs.
They jammed that one up.
And she didn't like being there. You heard her when we were walking in there. She's like, woo, woo, bellied up. But she's like, I'm here, don't touch me, type stuff.
She didn't tree nothing on that tree with them other dogs like she did when she was way through there by herself.
When she was by herself, she was clicking.
She was really treeing them.
She sounded good.
Yeah, but when and it's just, she prefers not to be there. And it's not because I've trained her to be that way.
Yeah.
But as you saw, she will get treated with other stuff too. I just think it's amazing that we've been able to take the genetics and do that with the dog, whether it's right or wrong. The whole study of it, of being able to manipulate those genetics for those traits.
But you take somebody like this one right here, like Bub. He's common sense is 90% of it, and he's done so good with these dogs. It's unreal. He's probably one of the best.
All right.
It's all it takes is common sense.
He's sitting here shaking his head, and we both know what it is.
It's common sense, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Bud, there's no mistaking it. I mean, anybody that can post a video of a dog on Facebook and it's sold before you can even call about it,
Yeah, that's a fact.
I was watching that English dog you had, and I was like, all right, I'm going to watch this dog.
Yeah, that's a good-looking rascal, too.
Because that tricolor English, I'm a sucker for it anyway. And you know me, I like hunting the off-color stuff anyway. And I was watching it, and then like he's gone. I was like, crap. and then that's why I posted that next one when I said, hey, tell me he's for sale without saying he's for sale on Facebook. And Bub says if he's posted on Facebook, he can have a new address.
Yeah, I see that.
Now I know the rules, okay? Find another one. Find another off-color dog.
I'm looking.
Oh, man.
I'm going to have to hunt Noel Allen down.
He's got a bunch of them over here, but he's all females.
But the other thing I was going to ask you about, with so many hunts now and so many big-time payouts, is it easier for somebody? Have we cheapened the title of that all-time money?
No.
Why not? You did it running $10 and $15 hunts.
Yeah, but still, when you just like England, when you're hunting for $100,000, you still got to go through that whole stage of beating it, and you're not hunting against $10 dogs.
Best
when you're
of
paying
the best.
when you're paying $4,000 entry fee, you're beating the best of the best. You're not going to draw a call out there.
Yeah.
Dog and handler.
Yeah.
That's
something that's always talked about. It's always talked about. It's like, well, back in the day, we did this on $10 and $15 hunts, and these guys aren't earning it like we did back in the day.
Yeah, but back in the day, $10 was $10. You're talking $2,500 entry, a $4,000 entry. They're not going to. You're not going to spend $4,000 entry with something that might tree a coon. You're drawing the best of the best.
And back then, people,
yeah,
guys
that's
like
what
me,
I'm saying.
I was showing up with mountain curs.
I showed up with a possum dog and won my first trophy for $10. That's what I'm talking about.
That's a good perspective.
What's $10?
Yeah.
That-
I never really kind of put all that together, but I think you just solved the mystery there, Chris.
Man, I don't know about solving a mystery, but
Well, I
there's a
mean,
little
you're
bit-
right, though. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going to pay a $6,500 entry fee for Pro Classic,
Absolutely.
you're not going to show up with something that you're
That
not.
might tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
Which
You
will be
better
good.
bring your A game if
Yeah.
you plan on getting in the money.
And you better have a decent handler.
Yeah.
No, you better have a good handler.
Yeah.
I hear people talk about the dogs 60, 70, 80. It's 50-50.
Do you think?
Yeah, that handler's got to know the rules. And I ran into it this year at the World Hunt. I'm not going to get into it, but you don't know the rules, you're going to get schooled.
Well, let me tell you about the schooling you gave me.
I do not recall.
So we're hunting. It's the night we drew up, and I remember this. You say you didn't remember the people who got beat. I remember getting beat by you because I learned something that night. So I don't remember what the score was. I'm not, can't break it down but we were running neck and neck,
Yeah.
and we cut loose down a fence row, and
Danger zone.
I think I might have even got a strike on you. I think
Probably cheated me.
maybe. I
you
probably
struck Molly.
pitched. I probably pitched.
Whatever it takes.
I had to. I don't know. But anyway, we were running neck and neck, and we knew it was getting close.
Yeah.
It was just
Somebody better treat.
Yeah. And you're like, why don't we step across this ditch so we can hear a little better? And he said, if you find a good spot there, you just go ahead and step down in there, and I'll follow you across. Well, I'm down in the ditch, and I hear you tree Molly up on the bank, and I'm like, what'd you say? He said, tree Molly. And I couldn't hear a thing down in that ditch.
I could.
Stepped up. That was the best $10 lesson I ever got. It's like, I should have just said, I can hear fine from right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's true.
Yep.
And that's what I said earlier. I've spent $100,000 getting them $10 lessons. I'm telling you. But it takes that to compete at that level.
Yeah.
At this level.
Yeah.
It really does.
Are you still having fun?
I'm having a blast out here running around the lake and treeing coons. But yeah, I have fun at the world hunt and the bigger hunts. I am not going to argue anymore. I'm done with that. I'll take my ball and go home.
Yeah.
I'm too old to mess with that stuff anymore.
But you're still having fun running hunts
Oh,
and stuff?
absolutely, yeah. Shoot, yeah, I wouldn't be doing it.
Right.
And my little boy loves it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
What do you think keeps the fire going?
I don't know, man. I played sports, all through school. I think if you're competitive, it's in you.
Yeah.
When we get too fat and old to play high school sports, we got coon dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I still love it.
What's your lifetime earnings?
Oh, I have no idea.
You don't know?
I really don't know.
Really?
Probably a little over 100,000, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Well, maybe more than that, I guess.
I'd say probably 130,000 at least.
Oh, I think that's probably more than that because I put probably 35 on snatch.
Yeah. And then 11 on Molly, you said?
Yeah, but I didn't get all that. Randy put about 3,000 or 4,000 on her. Randy Ducard. Actually, Dale Saunders put a couple hundred on her. When we was running for that national race, we had to tag team because some days I had to be at work.
That's important too.
Yes, sir.
That's like that year we ran country and got to ran the national race. It was a tag team deal.
You got to.
There were a couple days where I had to run to northern Indiana and grab him, and he came back south. But Steve did most of it. Steve Burkholder.
Yeah.
You know, he did most of that. But you got to have a network.
Oh, you bet you do.
Yeah.
You bet you do.
But yeah, it's just one of those things. I mean, I see how much fun you have. I see you.
I enjoy being around everybody. I enjoy it.
I'm telling you, every time I'm around you, it's like a party around you all the time.
I like having fun. Lee Varner comes up here. I got a spot a little up north. I'm not going to say where it is, but he calls it Benghazi because there's so many stinking coons up there. They're everywhere, and it is. It's a blast. We need to go up there.
We will.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a blast coming over here and hunting.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's funner when we're. Wait a minute, I about messed up. I'm about to say it's funner when you train a lot of coon, but we did. We treat 12, 15 tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least. Absolutely. You know it, man.
Yeah.
Nobody else is here to call us live.
No.
Well, Bub, you've always. What made you want me? What made you want me to interview Chris?
My book, he's the best.
Oh shit.
He's you know it. I've always thought the world of him. He's when he was on top, winning everything. He's always been the same. No matter what, he's been Chris.
Yeah.
He's whether whoever it was he was hunting against, running whatever race. Hey, he'd make a point to speak to every person he's seen, every kid. He's brag on everybody's dog. Just always been a good guy.
Yeah. That's what I remember with it. Just the one time I drew Chris, it was like, here I am hunting with Molly. She's an all-time money leader. She'd already won 2 trucks, and you're out there saying, hey, your dog looked good on that coon. Your dog did this. Your dog, this is, she's just a pretty common dog. Of course, you were gaming me a little bit. But.
Well, no, I don't. I'm making a point to do that. I remember when I was young, and it makes young. Not that you're younger than me, but it makes some guys feel good, and
absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I do appreciate that.
Yeah,
They did it to me.
I hunted a dog named Slam for a long time. That was a litter mate to Jerry Mall's Salt Creek Jenny female.
Mm-hmm.
Great big old dog. And Chris, every time he'd see me, brag on him about how good a looking dog he is.
He was a good looking dog.
It tickled me to death because Chris Allen was bragging on him. Just saying he's a good looking dog and carrying on. I drew him a good bit and stuff like that, and always look forward to drawing him and going out there. Hey, you learn if you didn't learn something out there with him or what. Pick up on something out there with him, and if nothing else, you'd have a damn good time always with him. It's always a good time.
Yeah. Did Jerry end up buying Sam back from you?
No, it was a dog named Slam, but no.
Slam.
Yes, Slam.
Okay, I misheard you. He had one named Sam.
He had one named Sam.
Then he had Socket.
Yep.
Yeah, he had Socket and Sam there at the same time for a while.
Yeah. But Slam, he was a litter mate to Jenny.
Okay.
He was a real nice dog, though. Just kind of like what Chris was saying, wasn't a dead loner always, be by himself more than enough, but was going to be under a coon. If nothing was going on, he'd get a part of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the funnest thing? What's the best memory you have of running up and down the road, Chris?
Meeting everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I've got more. Yeah, I grew up right here, but I swear I think I've got more friends in the coon hunting world. And I'm not taking anything away. I've got a lot of friends here. But you just meet so many people, good people. Mm-hmm. And I mean guys that won't say 2 words to you, in public. These coon hunters. Do you get some guys that don't see sunlight about 2 or 3 hours a day? They're just as good a people as anybody. And I appreciate some of them guys. I don't know how to say it, They've got your back, if you treat them right, they'll go to their grave for you.
Yeah.
I mean, good country guys.
I've seen that a lot too, when Jerry Mall's daughter was sick, and seeing those seeing coon hunters come together.
Oh, you bet.
What we do at, what we've done for the St. Jude Children's Hospital.
Mhm.
I don't know how many millions of dollars we've raised and donated to the hospital through that Parsons, Tennessee hunt.
Yeah.
And there's causes like that going on everywhere. I see guys at local coon club volunteering their time at the local children's hospital and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, absolutely. We
So-
do it. We still do it every year here at Dayton the Children's Miracle Network, because Bailey was in it.
Yep.
Heck, they flew us to Florida. Let me tell this little short, quick story. They flew us to Florida, and I ain't never been in a limousine fancy like that. Excuse me. And there's a pond. They put each family in a real nice condo, and there's a pond all the way around this joint, and it is stocked with some of the biggest bass you've ever seen in your life. Well, all the kids had to be in it dark. Bailey's in there watching Nickelodeon, doing whatever. I went to Walmart and bought me a Zebco 33, $20 fish of all. Hey, I hooked, I don't know how many big bass, broke my line off the first night. The next day I went up there and I said, "Do you guys ever fish?" I snuck out. It was dark. Coon hunter, you got to sneak in these ponds. I didn't realize we were allowed to fish in there, and I'm sneaking around. But anyway, next day I said, "Do you guys allow?" "Oh yeah, it's for all our guests." Are you kidding me? They've got 2 of them in their stock that are over 14 pounds, and I'm looking at pictures of these fish, and I'm going back to Walmart. They had poles there, but they were junk, so I bought every Zebco 33. I bought like 15 or 16 Zebco 33s and came back, bought all kinds of night crawlers, came back, and those kids caught more fish. Look here. I've hooked in one of these monsters. I mean, that pole's, and one of them little girls comes over. "I want to reel it in. Can I reel it in? Can I reel it?" I'm like, "Oh, crap. Yeah, you sure can." And she got it in. It was 14 pounds, 3 ounces, and I had to give her my fishing pole. That broke my heart, but I had to do it. But yeah, you talking about St. Jude's, it's unreal what coon hunters, round up to take care of each other.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why we do the podcast, is shed light on stuff like that. I think we're going to need that. We need to, and this is the part that's difficult, because coon hunters don't ever want recognition for it. You take people from Hollywood or politicians, and they like getting their picture taken, handing that check over and stuff. And coon hunters are just kind of more low key, and they just don't do stuff.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a nervous wreck right now. I've turned down about 6 of these. I'm dead serious. I didn't want to do it, but I like you, and I enjoy. And I know Bub. We've known each other ever.
But
I agreed to it.
But we do those things, and we've got to start using it to our advantage.
gosh.
And not being flashy about it,
No.
but not being
Just
scared to
to
put our name
educate the
out there.
public.
And
But putting the good out there that we do.
yeah, we got to, or we're gonna, So, you got anything else? You got any closing thoughts? What words of wisdom can we get from Chris Allen tonight for coon hunters all across the world?
I ain't got no words to go turn them loose.
Go turn them
Go
loose.
turn them loose.
Have a good time.
Have a good. Oh yeah, I'll give you that one. Have a good time. I have a blast. I hate when it's controversy and everybody's just beating and shocking and stomping. Even pleasure hunting. I've been at this too long. I'm having fun. I don't care if we run a deer for 16 miles. If I can hear it, I
Well, I
want to
need
hear
to
it.
hook you up with some plots,
Yeah.
and that way you don't have any expectations.
Your
Whatever
dogs
they
look
do,
good tonight.
whatever they do.
Yeah.
Bub, you got any words of wisdom for us?
I don't, Ed.
I appreciate you setting this up, or
Yeah,
I know you greased the skids here a little bit. I know you did.
I was driving down the road one day and I was listening to your podcast there, and I thought he needs to get Chris on here. I messaged both of you there and worked on him.
I enjoy hunting more than I do anything now. I mean, as far as coon, I've enjoyed pleasure hunting. I don't mind, going to world hunt and the bigger payout hunts, but I enjoy pleasure hunting, just listening to the dogs and having fun, just like what you got.
That's right.
I enjoy doing that.
That's where I'm at. I just enjoy traveling around and meeting good people and having a good time and being more laid back and
Yes.
I used to be pretty miserable to hunt with back in the day because
Oh,
I was
I know
so
I
serious
was.
about stuff.
I know.
And now I just show up and it's like, have a good time.
It takes about 1 second to give somebody a compliment on their dog, and I've always thought about that. Just give them a compliment.
You know, that's so true. It costs you nothing.
Nothing.
It costs you nothing to be nice.
No.
To be pleasant. To give a compliment. To encourage
and
people.
People appreciate that.
Yeah.
I know I do. I still do.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
55 years old, I still do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who don't like a compliment?
How old?
41.
I was wondering.
41, 41.
And we treat how many coons? 18?
18 or 19. I forgot that last one. There was 19 tonight.
Oh, man. Well, Chris, Bub, I appreciate you guys putting up with me and taking me hunting tonight and sitting down and recording a podcast here in the Waffle House.
Yes, by golly, right here in Springboro, Ohio.
You better believe it.
I appreciate you guys coming up and doing this tonight.
Oh, man, we're going to get together and hunt some more, that's for sure.
We're going to have to go Benghazi, as Lee Varner calls it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, rain them down, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a couple young dogs that could use some raining down. So, well, until next time,
Yes,
I'm going
sir.
to wrap it up.
All right.
Until next time, work on your dogs, work on yourself.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
I hope you enjoyed that episode of the Houndsman XP podcast. If you did, share it. Share it with all your coon hunting friends, all your hound hunting friends. We're on a mission to preserve this lifestyle that we all enjoy so much. And it's going to take a lot of conversation. It's going to take us talking about it and making it a mainstream conversation. When I was a kid, it wasn't unusual to go to family functions, church functions, things like that, and hear the old timers sitting around talking about chasing hounds at dark. And we've lost that somewhere, but we're gaining ground back. Another way that you can help us is by joining us on Patreon. Patreon is a platform that you can join on a monthly subscription basis and support this show. And I'm not asking you to go over there and support us just to put money in the coffers. Yes, it takes money to produce a show, but we also partner with the Sportsman's Alliance. And when you join us at that highest tier level, that truck to tree dog, for your support, we're going to include a membership to the Sportsman's Alliance. They put out a quarterly magazine. They're going to send you a knife set. Just that membership alone is worth almost $70. So at $12 a month, $144 a year, doing some quick math, almost half of that's going to be recouped by you when you support this show that wants to preserve our lifestyle as houndsmen. It's important to us. I hope it's important to you. Join several other houndsmen that have already stepped up and said, we're done talking. We're going to get in the action here, and we're going to join forces with a great organization like Sportsman's Alliance and get that done. You can join us on Patreon by going to houndsmenxp.com, click the support tab. It'll take you right into our Patreon page, and you're going to get that membership to Sportsman's Alliance. You're going to see all kinds of bonus material over there, tailgate talks, articles, special interview. It's called bonus material. We're going to throw it all out there for you. Plus, we do monthly drawings every month, valued up to $100, semi-annual drawings up to $500, and an annual drawing that's worth up to $1,000. So join us on Patreon. We only have one mission at Houndsman XP, and that's to save it, save our lifestyle. The antis are working hard to take it away from us, and we're going to work harder to keep it going. So join us. It'd be an honor to have you.